And it's good to have you back with us as we now face the prospect of Holland and the USSR in these European Championships, two teams favoured by many as eventual winners. And rejoining Johnny Warren and myself for this one is former Australian coach Rale Rasic. Really good to have you back with us. A real dream of a match, this one on paper, isn't it?
That's what everybody is expecting, but let's hope so that we will just fulfill this.
Well, do you think it'll happen? This is an opening game for both of these sides, and we know that problem in the past about teams being cautious in the opening match. But really the sense of adventure, the tradition of both of these is so much in favour of this being an entertaining match, you can't really go past 2 or 3 goals in this one, really.
As I said, everybody expects that, but Soviets really for past 20 years have always been attacking minded, always attacked, and I would be surprised if they would change this attitude today.
Yeah, well, especially nowadays, isn't it, John, with Lobanovsky since he took over just prior to the '86 World Cup and basing his team on Dynamo Kiev, it really has been a very bright and attacking side.
Yeah, and particularly early in the tournaments that they play in. If we go back to the World Cup, they were sensational early, weren't they? And we're all virtually predicting that they were perhaps the team to beat in Mexico. But on paper should be a great game. Holland, the team many of us favour, including myself, and the Soviet Union, a team that has a splendid record in the European Cup.
Okay, well, among the more interesting ingredients of this match is that both teams were unbeaten in the qualifiers. The Dutch came in as winners of Group 5, ahead of Greece, Poland, Hungary and Cyprus. But they are the much-admired team that never wins anything. This will be, in these championships, their top 4 place in 1976. The Soviets came into the finals just as impressively, winners of Group 3, having struck a rather out-of-touch East Germany, France, Iceland and Norway on the way. And they are among the 6 previous winners, having won the first tournament in France in 1960, when the great Lev Yashin was still keeping goal for them. Well, they were those good old days, gentlemen. Lev Yashin, they're gone now, of course, but I just wonder about this reliance on Dynamo Kiev by the Soviets, Rally. That has been, according to some people, their downfall, because the players are so fatigued with their club duties and national team duties that that has become a problem.
I think similar situation if you just have a look at the present time. Success of Germans really is based around the top teams, and has been always successful nations have always built great teams around the great club sides, really.
Well, a lot of them has, but it hasn't always worked entirely, has it?
Not really, but Russians. What really surprises me, I spent quite a bit of time on analysing this team for this particular tournament. Seems the oldest teams by far, one of the oldest teams in the tournament, and a sort of theory of theirs, like young children from 9 should be examined to perform at sort of high performance sport, and yet we have average age of about 28, 29. Some players 33, like Desai. All right, fair enough, he's a goalkeeper. A Dutch team also, when you compare with Italian, it seems...
Well, not indeed. They're never boring. As Ruud Gullit said before the tournament, we might not win the tournament, but everybody's going to enjoy us try. And that's how it looked in the first half, or almost as if the Soviets have decided that this is the match they perhaps will be happy to get away with from a draw with. And they spent most of the time defending, but a great late flurry by the Dutch in that first half. We'll take a short break and analyse the first half in just a moment.
Far from anyone anymore.
You are watching exclusive coverage of the 1988 European Nations Soccer Championships, brought to you with the assistance of OTC, the people who keep you in touch with the world.
The world is closer now with OTC. OTC.
Issues 88, and this week we look at the federal government's new plan for the film industry.
Arguably, given that the new board does the job that it's required to do, that you'll see a better quality Australian film industry.
I'm very critical of the media because the minute they see $70 million, they say, oh, another handout for the film industry. It represents a massive cut.
If the correct decisions are not made on implementation, then the whole system will wither on the vine.
The future of the Australian film industry, on Tonight with Paul Murphy, Monday.
Sport Report, highlighting the Australian soccer scene, weeknights at 7 on SBS.
Captain Socceroo.
Captain Socceroo, SBS's own soccer coach for young players, can now come to your club or home. That's right, SBS Marketing presents Captain Socceroo on 2 video cassettes. Individual skills, team skills, a must for any club or budding soccer star. Both cassettes can be yours for the special low price of $89.95 or purchased separately for $49.95 each. Send your cheque or money order to SBS Marketing, 4 Cliff Street, Milsons Point, 2061 or phone 964 2888 for credit facilities.
Hello, darling. Hello, dear. Hi, kids. How was your day today? Terrible. Boy, I really need that. Guess what? What? Peter made the first team. Just like his dad, eh? Well done, Peter. See what Kate made today? A toy cupboard. Clever girl. Spot's been fighting again. Who with? The kitten, of course. We'll have to do something about that cat. Goodness me, is that the time? And I'm right out of potatoes. How about drive me kids up the road some? I'll just knock this off.
Every move you make, every drink you take, someone is watching you.
And welcome back to Euro 88, and as we expected, a most entertaining first half between the USSR and the Dutch. No goals, unfortunately, and Rale Rasic, I wonder if, in fact, the Soviets did decide that out of the 3 teams they are facing in this group, this is the one they want to defend against the most.
Yeah, probably previous experience against Dutch hasn't been really on their side with result-wise, and of course Soviets probably calculate like if they get 1 point here, they will with Holland join probably semis.
Can they last, if the pattern of the game continues in this vein, as Jimmy Hill said, it might change because the Dutch might have to open up a bit at the back, but can the Soviets hold out for another 45 minutes?
Well, they're pushing their luck a bit, wouldn't they? There have been a couple of chances there which can really sew the game up, and really the Soviet Union in the first half was only really that back pass that was nearly intercepted. It's been their opportunity to score, so they run the risk of conceding a goal. And the big chance from to Gullit, of all people, just before half-time. I've been a little bit disappointed with the Soviets. I take Rale's point that perhaps from their past experience when they were very aggressive and opened up and they got done, they've tended to temper their game a little bit, try to get a point in this game. But I think that they'd be take a lot more pressure off themselves if they could be a little bit more aggressive. They're a fine attacking team, but so far they've done very little in that area.
Yeah, you must give credit to Dutch. Soviets don't really have to anything except to defend, because with the partnership of Rijkaard and Koeman, who are really incredible 2 central defenders, both coming upfield, especially Koeman, who is playing biggest role on the field today, really. All contributions and all play comes really from him at the present time. So, Soviets did not attack in 45 minutes once from behind, which normally they do it.
That's right. I mean, the game is tilting one way, which we didn't expect, because really on their reputations, they're both very attacking sides. I mean, I expected the Soviets to come out like they did against Hungary in the World Cup in the first game. I know they had 3 goals on the board in 5 minutes or something, and it just didn't happen.
Holland's not hungry.
No, please, John. Okay, let's have a look at some of the action from the first half and see if we can. That'll help us analyse it a bit more. Built in the ground, as it were, John, but the Dutch not being able to get it into the net. Now, is there something tactically, perhaps strategy-wise, that they should do differently in the second half, or just keep the pressure on?
No, I tend to agree with Rale a little bit more on the side, and when they do it, they just play so well from the Holland's point of view. But from the Soviets' point of view, I'd like to see them be a little bit more aggressive. They do look so good when they come forward. There was only one incident there in the first half, the Belanov shot that finally went over, but the whole move where their back players participated in the attack is the type of thing they like to do. They look good doing it. I can understand that they don't want to open up too much, but I would think they'd take a little bit of that pressure off themselves if they'd be a little bit more aggressive in their outlook.
Yeah, if you sit back, you lose that being inventive, and the Soviets really decided 45 minutes to sit back.
Yeah.
And you can't be inventive.
Well,
at the same time.
what would you do if you were the Soviet?
I would go
team?
for a point because they have no choice.
What, in other words, sit back, keep sitting back?
I just think that's just so good, that they dominate the play, and Soviets are like sparring partners at the moment.
So in other words,
I think they're sitting back too much. I mean, you can be aggressive without committing everyone to that.
Well,
I just
no,
think they're letting the Dutch take the game to them too much.
yeah. So
Absolutely.
in other words, you'd put a bit of pressure back on the Dutch.
Yes, I think they have the players to do it. I think if you're totally outplayed up against a vastly superior opponent, you have to do that. I don't believe that the Soviets are as inferior as we've seen in the first half.
As they are volunteering to be. Yeah.
Yeah, but Dutch defense is rock-like, really, and plus they are industrious. They contribute so much from behind.
Right.
And when two defenders participate from behind, you have extra players on the par. And this is the case. This is why Soviets just cannot counter these two, especially Coleman. I'm so much impressed. It's incredible.
Well, I wonder if they'll be truly tested in the second half, really, the Dutch defenders, because there was talk